It's not what you did, son, that angers me so. It's who you did it to.
Who? The nobody?
That nobody is John Wick.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. Yo, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you. Always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the John Wick Minute, the show where we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate John Wick 1 minute at a time.
I'm Samuel.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Steven, and I remembered what I'm supposed to say. Today we're going to be talking...
It was hard, okay?
It was. I know. Old age is getting to you. Today we're talking about minute number 3. This minute begins with a slow pan out of the damaged Tahoe with John Wick laying on the ground, and it ends with a flashback of his wife falling for him.
See? All good action movies have a love story.
Yes.
And a Tahoe.
And the Tahoe.
Yeah.
That will be a running theme.
The Tahoe. I mean, I like his Mustang, but he could have had a Tahoe.
I bet you the Tahoe gets more screen time than his puppy.
Oh, that's cold.
So we've already started dead puppy jokes. All right. We started dead puppy jokes.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. So here, what's his logic here? He crashes the car, which I'm assuming he didn't have a lot of control over. You know,
it doesn't look like he has any control.
Right. So then he gets out, kind of walks over to the spot, stumbles, and then lays down over there instead of just accepting death in the car. So what was his goal in getting over here?
I mean,
fresh air and a waterside view.
There you go.
He may have been trying to walk away and then realized, yeah, forget this.
That could be.
Just accept the inevitable.
Yeah, and then we get we get the alarm clock trope, and we see his house, which is a very nice house.
Very modernistic.
Touch of modern.
Open floor plan.
This is actually at 1020 Lower Horseshoe, Mill Neck, New York. Is where they filmed this. Apparently, the owners of the house were excited to see their house in the movie. Not as thrilled with all the people that were going to be in and out of it, but they were excited to see their house.
And after, although they probably live in a quite well
like gated community. Perimetered. And yes, somebody actually wrote an article talking about the complexity of the modern house reflects the complexity of his character, and I stopped reading after I read the headline, but yeah.
But no need.
Everything complex about this was the freaking reflections and keeping the camera out of the mirrors.
We don't have time for your fake, deep nonsense.
English professor. The curtains were blue to reflect the author's sadness, and
yeah.
I mean, obviously, to be fair, not to him. I don't have any interest in being fair to him. That sounds sappy and stupid. But we know, for example, in Empire, right? Red and blue lighting. I'm totally a believer in that theme, right? And Luke's taken off from Dagobah. It's right. There you go. Nice.
There we go.
Luke taking off from Dagobah. It's the red. He's making the wrong decision. Then when they talk of another,
well, yeah, colors obviously symbolize things. That's like this movie's tone. Like the color grading in this movie will change. Yeah, and right now it's all very gray,
cool, and
right.
Yeah.
So there's stuff to that,
right?
But obviously they're telling a story. But we don't also need to then go and do
overanalyze.
Yeah.
So we get him walking through his house, and it did something that I've always wondered, because at least with a lot of modern movies, you notice around the edges it's like kind of blurry and distorted. I'm like, I have to know what's going on here because I see it in a bunch of modern movies. So I looked it up, and there was an answer on Reddit. It's because they're shooting with anamorphic lenses. These lenses squeeze a widescreen image, usually a 2:39, something 1 aspect ratio. I don't know, 2.39 to 1 aspect ratio. Maybe that's what it means. Into a more square aspect ratio. In the days of 35mm film, this was the most popular method of shooting widescreen, as the film reel itself had a much squarer 1.33 to 1. As a result of the way these lenses work, they often add a few noticeable flaws to the image, such as soft edges, focus breathing, oval-shaped bokeh, the blurred out-of-focus parts of the image, and horizontal lens flares. So there you go.
So they take a rectangle and squeeze it into a square.
Yes.
That's essentially.
Yes. That's why you get blurry stuff in movies now, sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, my
For me, you have blurry stuff because I put a filter on.
Well, I don't think they throw Instagram filters on their movie to color grade it. You
should
could
try that. I don't think. Green
you
screen.
know what I realized we missed in the last minute? I'm sorry, we're talking about cameras. All three of us are shooting this on iPhones.
Oh yes.
True. After all of our fighting and hassle about trying to use DSLRs.
I know, and we all
Here
have
we are.
DSLRs, and they just ended up being a pain. Even with cam links and everything, it just iPhones.
You can tell who've really, out of the three of us, who have worked with lighting and who has not.
I did not have time to set up my stuff.
That's fair.
I literally did not. I drove.
Listeners can't see it.
Again,
but...
listeners, you're missing out. Go to the John Wick Minute YouTube channel. You got to check out the visuals. Even if you tape over our faces, just so you can see.
I'll have better setup next time.
So we see pictures of his wife. So again, we know he's still he's married. Yay! This is a happy story, right? He's
Very
making
happy
coffee.
story.
You can tell from the beginning this is not a happy story.
Shh, don't bring reality into this.
They're not really trying to hide this.
No, they're
This is not a secret.
not at all.
We do see a daisy on his wife's coffee mug that's untouched, laying there. Keep in mind daisies; they show up a few times here. We begin to hear the echo of a heart monitor. I felt like it was a sharper, high-pitched heart monitor than I'm used to. Like the beep was like.
I admit I'm not used to heart monitor sounds, so I don't know.
That's fair, but in movies and hospital,
Yeah.
like hospital shows and Grey's Anatomy, it's like a lower pitched beep than this.
I actually haven't watched any hospital shows since House, and that was a long time ago.
I never watched House. I watched one episode.
Diagnosis Murder. I did watch a couple episodes.
I watched
of that
Doc.
Yeah, and
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
And then you get
it's another guy with a mullet.
No, that's an actual mullet.
Okay,
Because
Doc's
it
hair
hangs in the front.
John Wick just has a center part. See, okay, thank you. You just defended me because my hair, when it was grown out
was not a mullet.
It was John Wick hair.
Gosh.
It was John Wick hair. It was not a mullet.
Mine
It
is
literally
all
grew the same way.
coolest.
Mine did too.
Well, I'm not saying I was as cool as John Wick. It just looked
Mine is
that.
all the coolest. Actually, I am not a fan of middle parts. I don't
No,
think we need to
not
go down
either.
this road, but I'm not a fan of middle parts.
Personal
Personal
that's
preference. You do what you
That's
want.
fair.
With your hair.
So we see him, quick flashes of him at dinner with a woman, his wife, Helen, played by Bridget
Helen?
Moynihan. Huh?
No, just
I thought you said
Helen.
something else.
Just
Oh, yes.
It's
Helen.
not Martha.
For once. She's known for iRobot. I'm sorry, we're playing the IMDb game.
It's the game.
She is known for.
And I'm
I gave
gonna
you
win
one
this
of them
one.
already.
Because
I already gave you iRobot.
recognized her instantly.
All right.
Because-
So what are the other three now that I've given you iRobot?
Okay, the other
that you
three, I don't know.
Might be able to think. Of?
I'm a massive fan of Blue Bloods. I've watched all the
Mhm.
seasons, so I instantly recognized her from that. And I love iRobot, so I knew those two.
iRobot is so good.
I have no idea what else she's in.
Yeah, so I've only heard of two of these. I haven't seen any of them. The Sum of All Fears, Battle Los Angeles, and Lord of War, the Nick Cage movie.
Lord of War is a
Battle Los
great
Angeles.
movie, but I haven't seen it in
Is
years.
it good?
I haven't seen it in a long time. Battle Los Angeles was fine. Typical aliens.
I don't
invade
even remember that one.
thing.
Like
I remember
I watched it a
trailers
long
for it.
time ago.
Yeah. It's generic.
hmm
It is fun, but
Lord of War. You would talk about guns. Lots of
I've not
guns.
seen Lord of War.
So yeah, the rest of the minute is just like not. It's not subtle in its I would say it's not too cheesy, but you definitely have like the rest of the minute is just, oh yeah, he doesn't have a wife anymore.
Right, but
not as bad as like other action films where it's like, I lost my wife, now I'm going to kill people.
Right, but as you can see here, though, we were talking
because he lost his wife.
Correct, because he's retired, and cancer took her. Now, if someone had killed her, he probably would have gone off and murdered them too. But
that's a different show.
Yes, since we're talking about lighting and color grading stuff, the visions of his wife. Well, yeah, but we've been going for 10 minutes, so it was definitely this episode. The visions of his wife, the flashbacks, are, whoa, this is Inception. They're flashbacks within flashback. Because we are flashed back, and he's flashing back to flashbacks of his wife.
The whole movie's a flashback,
right? And these are flashbacks in the flashback.
All right,
we're going deep in the rabbit hole, right?
I'll give it to you. I would call the beginning a flash
not our fault
forward.
They started at the end. No, it's not our fault they started at the end.
The beginning is a flash forward. The beginning is a flash forward.
Wait, why is that why is it a flash
it's shorter.
forward? Flash means that you had to have started from somewhere. We have not started from anywhere. We start at the end.
Yep.
Ergo,
it's not our fault.
This is
the whole movie's a flashback, and this is a flashback within a flashback.
So what would you call it in a movie, like any movie where there's a opening 5-minute scene, and then 3 years later, you don't call that a flashback?
3 years
the first
later?
part?
No,
you don't call the first part a flashback.
All
right, they started here
on purpose.
Yeah.
All right.
And then they
like I Am Legend. That starts here. And then you go back.
So Steven, to your point though, had they said 48 hours earlier, then this would not be a flashback.
Right.
That's fair. Just because they didn't tell us. Lame. Well,
anyway, so the color grading, you are getting a different message from the cold gray world he's in right now to the warm, happy world he had with his wife.
Yeah,
very yellow and yellow, soft white lighting. If you were to buy a light bulb at Lowe's,
right? Yeah, lower K value, whatever that's called.
Yes, Kelvin temperature.
No, it's a good point. The video is warm.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the very last second of the minute is him and his wife on a boardwalk thing, which is actually filmed.
Another boardwalk.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give that to you. But it was filmed at, I believe this is Brooklyn Bridge Park.
So I don't know where any of those things are because I've actually never walked around New York. However, the first thing I thought of was the Spirited movie because that's what it reminded me of. Oh,
yes. I actually thought of that too. By the way, watch
like
Spirited.
A very
it's a
similar,
great movie.
Very similar location.
All listeners and viewers should watch Spirited.
Can we do Spirited minute by minute?
That'd be fun.
I don't think we should do a musical minute by minute.
Oh, it'd be so much fun.
It should be.
I think you could. I've been in talks with someone about doing Greatest Showman at one point, but probably not going to happen. But anyway, that's all I have for this minute. I just had to get all my notes out.
Yeah, we're not really getting into any of the super exciting stuff, but this is very visual storytelling. There's been very little no actual dialogue, a little bit of the wife talking and a little bit of a background news anchor on the radio, but no real dialogue. It's telling you a story, setting up for the whole movie without really saying anything.
Words.
Yeah.
With no words. That's what makes these movies so strong. Is you think about Star Wars too, where the minute by minute guys, but not like a lot of modern movies get criticized because everything's CG, everything's laser lights and glowy. Lucas told story. However, let's not be dishonest about this. Lucas also revolutionized special effects when he told a good story, but it was not to the sacrifice of one or the other. And here, so far, I think a big reason Wick has done well is not only the action sequences are very realistic and just new standard kind of storytelling is very well done.
I thought you were going to say we were talking about dialogue. George Lucas revolutionized bad dialogue.
He definitely he definitely set a standard for low dialogue. Apparently that some people want to match. But oh well.
So everyone should check out moviesbyminutes.com. That is the list of the catalog of films that have been done or being worked on. There are over 200, coming up on 300 minute by minute podcasts out there. And
listen to ours.
As I said in minute 0, I actually am currently doing King Kong Minute with my co-host Terry. That's Peter Jackson's King Kong. And then, but start with Star Wars. As we said, that's the first. They did it first. Minute. And they're incredible. But if your favorite movie's probably on there, here's the challenge though. If you go on there and your favorite movie hasn't been done, get a mic, get a co-host, and start recording. That's what you have to do.
And don't expect anybody to listen.
No.
Right. Exactly. So there you go.
All right. Well, that's all I've got.
Moviesbyminutes.com.
Yeah, I don't have anything either. But you guys should totally check us out on your favorite podcast hosting app or whatever, and also on YouTube. We are John Wick.
And once we get going, we will have social media stuff. You can reach out, ask questions, leave comments in the YouTube. Keep it nice. But ask questions
or mock us relentlessly. That's okay too.
You can mock. I don't care about mockery. That's
be
fine.
nice to each other in the comments.
No, I don't care about that either. I don't care about that either. I'm just saying, don't make it so we have to delete comments. That's all I'm saying. You can do whatever you want, except for things that we would have to delete comments for. Because we're not going to do that. We'll just turn off the comments. But we don't want to do that. Ask questions to us. We'll try to answer things you've noticed in these minutes. We'd be happy to. And we'll probably end up picking a couple of comments that we'll highlight within the next minute from when we see them and work them into the thing. So,
sure.
Anyway, that's all we have. We'll see you on the next thingy that we're doing, which is known as a John Wick minute. What? Stay with me now. I tried to end it and realized I was ending it badly, and so I tried to pull back and give you guys another start for it.
That was really bad.
Yeah, also
known as a John Wick minute. Known as a
they will have a
John Wick minute.
Well, now I'm the only one who hasn't said it. The John Wick minute.
So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized. We out here making posters and we ain't got nothing to hide. We move forward like soldiers.